Madden. He's a market analyst at Equiti Capital in London. Welcome back to the program, David. Now, the World Bank warning of 1970s-style stagflation, that's their words. Can you tell us what that means for consumers and businesses?
Should it come to pass, it's not good for either consumers or households. We're already feeling the impact of very high levels of inflation. We've seen numerous central banks around the world hike interest rates. Some of those, several rate hikes have been reduced as a way of keeping a lid on the high level of inflation. But of course, when you increase the cost of borrowing, that only adds more fuel to the fire, as it were, in terms of runaway costs. If we do go through a period of prolonged high prices, that's eventually going to chip away at demand, which means both corporations and households will suffer. From a household point of view, if your everyday bills, be it food and energy, and in some cases mortgages and credit card costs keep rising, that then chips away at your disposable income, the income you use to go on holidays or go out for a meal, or spend money on luxury items such as clothing. How that impacts corporations, be it pubs and restaurants or airlines, or be it fashion retailers, if they get to a point where their costs are high for operating the business, their wages are high, and on top of that, demand is falling because people have less money at the end of the month to actually go out and purchase cinema tickets or purchase airline flights or go out for a nice meal. That'll eventually chip away at that demand. So it really is the worst of both worlds for both households and businesses, whereby prolonged periods of high prices eventually just chips away at demand.
So rising prices while incomes in real terms aren't really going up. So how hard is it to get out of that kind of rut?
It's extremely difficult. As I've seen, as the history books have showed us, one of the ways to actually end or try and bring an end to a cycle of really high inflation is for central banks to keep on hiking interest rates, which I mentioned a moment ago would actually add to the cost of living crisis. But by hiking interest rates, you then chip away at overall growth and demand, and then eventually you kind of orchestrate your own recession, and throughout with that will kind of snap the period, or at the very least taper the high levels of CPI. But then we're in a situation where we possibly have a period of negative growth for a while, possibly even a prolonged period of negative growth, which of course, if a central bank orchestrates its own recession, it then has to try and orchestrate its own recovery. We have seen that in previously play out over the decades, and either situation is not good. You endure high prices for too long, or else you intentionally bring about a recession and actually bring about a period of negative growth, which it benefits no one, neither households nor consumers or corporations.
All right,